First of all, thank all of you for being involved. And I see Gordon, my friend Gordon back there, and we were in college together, long time ago. A long time. Bobby, Lewis, and just the whole, I've been connected with McDowell County for many years. I used to go with my uncle and he used to campaign, A. James. And that was in the glory days. I mean, it was coming down pretty fast, but 60s and 70s, and it was still, things were still going pretty good there. But, you know, we've had some challenges. I often say we live in a troubled world in a divided country. And we live in a challenged state right now. And, you know, that just kind of gets you going, really. So when you look at Randi and what AFT has done, how they've connected with all of us, and this is a mission. If we can turn this ship, we can turn any ship in the country. This could be a model for the whole country. It really could be. And that's what I'm so proud about, because I think that we can show, and I've talked to John Kerry. Before John Kerry became the Secretary of State, John and I were talking one day, and he was telling me, he was asking about poverty, he was asking about different parts of the country. And I said, John, let me take you to the front lines. Let me take you to the front lines and show you what's going on. But the people still have a lot of fight left in them, and they have a lot of hope in them. And there's a little girl down in McDowell County. She's going to be a junior this year. And she was a freshman. Somehow, we read about her. And our office kind of adopted her. My Senate office in Washington. So they went down, and they met with her, and she's living with her grandparents. Her mother's addicted, and she's living with her grandparents. And she's a very bright young girl, and she'd never been out of that area. And there was a science camp we wanted to send her to Rhode Island. So our office took up a donation, and we sent it. And we flew her first on an airplane, got her in New York, and took her shopping before she went, because she'd never been shopping in any of the stores, and took her there, and it was just unbelievable. Now she's going to be graduating. She's going on been accepted in college already. So what we're doing makes a difference in people's lives, you know, and we can change that area. And I really think that there's a lot better days to come. And if we can get the housing up and running, and we can get the teachers in, and the things that can be done should be done, and we're bringing attention to it all over. And we have a lot of people that never heard and doesn't really know. I told President Bill Clinton, Bill and I were talking one day, and I told him, I said, Mr. President, I said, you know, you have your global initiative, and you go all over the world. I said, you don't have to go real far. Jim, I told him, I said, I can bring you pretty close to D.C., you can really help us. And you don't have to save all the money going overseas. And so we've got his attention, let's put it that way. And I think you're going to see the President and the global initiative get very much involved also. Reconnect McDowell. So I'm very proud of what Gail has done, and all of you all have done just a tremendous job. And just want to thank you again. And I'm just out there trying to be your voice wherever I can. So use me the best that you possibly can, and just give me the ammunition. I'll shoot the gun. Thank
you. So. You know, both of them, and I think I want to kind of riff off what John said. But look, you all know. Well, you certainly know the Senator and Gail longer than I know them. Maybe with the exception of the high school students that are in the room. But they have taught this particular New Yorker a thing or two about values and about life. And I think, John, you actually said it, which is that when systems totally fail, what Gail did was she kind of looked and said, the systems that I really believe in have actually totally failed McDowell. Let's kind of figure out not how to double down on things that aren't working, but let's be a little bit humble and try to figure out how to make something else work. Because as the Senator said, there is, and you can see it in every class of kids that have gone through Broader Horizon, it's just like one nanosecond of hope just hugely changes a trajectory, because as Nelson knows, as everybody here knows, people want hope and aspiration instead of fear and hopelessness. And what John said before is frankly what I've witnessed the senator and Gail do all the time, which is just break barriers. Just, not even think about, and this is a lesson I learned from them, not think about ideology, think about solutions. Think about what we need to try to get to. Think about what's our value system to get there. Think about fairness. Think about how we get there. And what we're building, John, I think, is that we started with a whole lot of partners, and a whole lot of ideas, and thank God for Leah and Bob, who have, and a lot of staffers, but Leah and Bob who have kind of said, we're gonna herd cats the best we can. And Christine and Nelson, who were like, and Nelson said this earlier, you wouldn't have been our superintendent but for Reconnect McDowell, and frankly, thank God you are our superintendent. John, we can and are rebuilding systems, but in a way that confronts, as Joe just said, the challenges that we face of a troubled nation, a polarized nation, and challenges that our old systems never helped us with. And what I think we're learning is we're learning by starting with relationships and starting with caring and starting with connecting with people. We're learning strategies that work in a new world, in a new environment. And then fighting for, and this is where the AFT is very good at, fighting for the conditions and the resources that are needed to ensure that those strategies work. So we are creating new systems, and you're creating new systems by what you've just done in the one community school and then starting to do the others. We are all doing that. But frankly, the political power and the running room that this particular senator gives us, and I watch it in Washington all the time, and I see it in terms of you can be the liberalist senator from Massachusetts and the most moderate of Democrats from West Virginia working together to make the country better. And I just wanted to say, off of what you said, John, a real big and grateful thank you to both Senator Manchin and to Mrs. Manchin. Thank you very much.